Is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster worth your money? Let's talk about it. Before we begin, I want to say that not only am I a Dead Rising fan, but I'm also a Capcom fan. So I was looking forward to the release of this game, and I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. It feels like they only touched up the graphics and the controls while leaving everything the same as it was on Xbox 360. The draw distance on the zombies is a joke, and the loading screens are all over the place. I love the original Dead Rising, but it certainly is a little dated. If they had made the whole mall one large map instead of keeping it locked off between loading screens, fixed up some of the cutscenes so that they didn't cut to darkness all the time, and fixed the draw distance and pop-up distance for the zombies, I think this game would have benefited greatly and would have been a great improvement on the game. Instead, all they did was update the graphics, it feels. It made it more modern, while also changing some of the voice actors around and some of the controls, while also removing the rewards that you used to receive from taking sexy photos. It just seems like a weird update. After all the work Capcom put into the Resident Evil upgrades, you would think they would put a little bit more effort into Dead Rising, as it's a popular game. Luckily, the game runs fine, but I would expect the game to run good if it was an Xbox 360 port being ported to my PlayStation 5. Now let's talk a little bit about the game itself. I do enjoy the time mechanic of the game, allowing you to either follow along with the story and find out the mystery of the mall and why it's filled with zombies, or just run around the sandbox and do whatever you want. The mall's fun to explore and has a lot of options for you to choose from on how you want to take out the zombies that you're fighting. It's why I loved the original Dead Rising so much. It's a fun sandbox to play around with. The game also rewards you in many ways outside of just hunting down the zombies. The game has multiple endings, rewards for completing certain challenges, rewards for saving survivors, and even rewards for hunting down psychopaths. The game also has 3 different types of game modes. Well, 2 mostly, but I'll explain a little bit more. The first mode is 72 hours mode. This is the main story game mode. You have 72 hours before the game ends, and you're able to do whatever you wish, either it being the main story mission or hunting down one of the multiple endings. The second game mode is called Overtime, and this is the one where I wouldn't really classify it as a second game mode, but it certainly is. This mode is unlocked only after you have done the main missions on 72 hours mode, and it extends the story, giving you an additional 24 hours. And lastly, the final mode is Infinite mode. In this mode, you have no time limit, and you're stuck in the mall for as long as you can survive. The catch here, however, is that your health bar is always going down, so you have to find food and eat the food in order to survive. It's a really fun mode, actually. I do enjoy this mode a lot, as it's more of just a how long can you last in this mall with all of these circumstances. Dead Rising is great because it has a lot to do with it, with its replayability. However, I just can't stop thinking on how great this game could have been. One big mall to be able to travel to, from one point to the other without loading screens, would have been awesome. During my playthrough of this game, I just kept thinking on just how lazy it feels. I'm happy to have a port of this game on next-gen consoles, but if it's just going to be a straight-up port with a fancy paint job, then why ask for so much? I think that's why my expectations didn't feel met. So I think that answers my main question on, is it worth the money? And my answer to that is no. If you own an Xbox and a copy of Dead Rising, you're not missing much with this port. And if you don't own an Xbox and have no way of playing this game, then maybe I would recommend picking this up if it was a lot cheaper. Overall, I was just disappointed with my experience of Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered. Let's now discuss the rating for Dead Rising Deluxe Edition. Alright, we'll start with the graphics. Not the best looking game, and the zombies at times look pretty bad. Over to the story. It has a fun story with great characters. Now over to the gameplay. Surviving in the mall is a lot of fun. While the combat against zombies is super fun, the combat against psychopaths, not so much. However, the character customizations with the outfits you can wear in this game are fantastic. Next, the performance. The game runs fine, and I didn't really have any major issues with this game. And now over to the sound. The new voice actors sound fine, and the music is as good as it was. So that leaves us with the score. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster gets a 2.75 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching my review. Are you interested in Dead Rising, and if so, what are your thoughts on the game? I'd love to hear more down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as I will be making more content like this in the near future. I've been FlameTP, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.